Hi guys, Mr. Bruce here. Today at Garden School, we've been reading from David Shannon, and this book is Bizzy Mizz Lizzie. I love this book because it has a lot of Z sounds, and whenever I make Z sounds, it makes my throat feel funny. So, with no further ado, eyes watching, ears listening, voices quiet, body calm, glasses on. Bizzy Mizz Lizzie. Bizzy Mizz Lizzie was just about the busiest bee anyone had ever seen. Like most little bees of her age, Lizzie went to school. She always got straight B's on a report card because in bee school, the best you can get are B's, not A's. Lizzie did lots of things besides school also. She took dance lessons and acting lessons and art lessons and music lessons. She was a very, very involved, busy bee. She also played B-League baseball. And she was a member of the Junior Honey Scouts, which was like the Girl Scouts, but just for bees. And they sold honey instead of cookies. Well, everyone always asked, "Why so busy, Miss Lizzie? Why are you always so busy?" Because someday, she said, I want to meet the Queen. And when she asks me if I'm the best bee I can be, I will say, yes, ma'am, I am. Of course, Lizzie had lots and lots of other bee friends. Lizzie's best friend was lazy Miss Daisy. Daisy was just the opposite of Lizzie. She liked to go into the garden and lie down on a big flower. "It smells wonderful," she told Lizzie. "Do you want to come with me?" "Oh, no," Lizzie always said. "I'm way too busy for that. I've got to buzz off and be busy somewhere." Well, Lizzie's other friends were quite busy and buzzy. Some of them did things with her, others did other things without her. But Miss Lizzie, well, she did everything with everyone. The only bee that was maybe even busier than Lizzie was maybe Lizzie's mom. Look at that. They're riding on her like she's a roller coaster. One day, everybody in Hivetown was buzzing with some exciting news. There was going to be a spelling contest. Aha, not a spelling bee. The buzziest, busiest little bees were going to compete, and the winner would get to meet the queen bee. 3 lucky bees were chosen for the contest. There was Newsy Susie, who knew pretty much about everything, Zack Pat on the Back, who never ever got in trouble, and Bizzy Mizz Lizzie. Yes, I'm in! Lizzie studied so hard for the spelling contest that she barely got any sleep. Her mom said, "I'm worried about you, Lizzie. You need to rest." Daisy, her friend, agreed and said, "Why don't you take a day off and go to the garden with me?" Lizzie was cranky from not sleeping. "I don't see how you can just lie around and do nothing," she said. Well, Daisy replied, "I like doing nothing. It's nice just to think about things, and sometimes I read a book or talk to other bees. Last time I met a very nice old lady who knows a lot of stories. You should meet her." "I'm too busy," said Lizzie. "Tomorrow's the big day." Daisy smiled. "Lizzie, you're the most amazing bee I know. I'm sure you'll win." "I'll win if I can stay awake," she joked. Ha 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 ha. Well, the next day, the entire colony was at the spelling contest, and everyone buzzed as loud as they could when the Queen arrived. Look at her with her big hair. Newsy, Susie, Zack Pat on the Back, and Lizzie, well, they battled through round after round, and Susie forgot a Z in razzmatazz, and Zack was fooled by the Z's and bamboozle, and all Lizzie had to do was spell quizzical, and she would win. She closed her eyes to think, and then as she was thinking how to spell quizzical, it happened. Bizzy Mizz Lizzie, up all night studying, finally dozed off to sleep. Right in front of the Queen. She woke up shouting, "Quizzical, Quizzical, I know that one, Quizzical. Her mother and Daisy were next to her in bed. "I have to get back to the contest," she cried. "I have to go meet the Queen." And her mom said, "Lizzie, that was 3 days ago. You've been sleeping for 3 days. The doctor says nothing but rest for you now, so I'm sorry. I should have said that a long time ago." "Well," said Lizzie, trying not to cry, "at least now I can go to the garden with Daisy." Lizzie's mom said, "That's a very good idea." "It's so beautiful," Lizzie said as they lay back in a flower. But she was still thinking about losing the contest. Maybe I should go home and study my spelling for next year. Oh, who thinks about spelling in the middle of a beautiful garden, said a strange voice. Lizzie looked up and saw an old bee smiling at her, and Daisy shouted, "That's my friend I told you about." Lizzie thought the old bee looked familiar. Then she realized, "Wait a second, you're the Queen," she said. Daisy said, "You are? What happened to your big hair?" The Queen laughed. "Ha, ha, ha. I wear my hair wig so they have something to put that silly crown on, but it's not my real hair." "But aren't you too busy to be here?" Lizzie asked. "I'm busy doing nothing," said the Queen. "It helps me be the best bee I can be." Lizzie knew exactly what the Queen meant. "If I wasn't so tired, I would have won the spelling contest," she said. "Yes," said the Queen, "but then you probably wouldn't be here now. Aren't you happy right now?" And Lizzie thought for a second and said, there she was in a beautiful garden with her best friend and the Queen. "Yes, ma'am, I am happy right now." And that's how Bizzy Lizzie Mizzy learned to stop and smell the flowers, which, when you think about it, is exactly what bees are supposed to do anyway. The end. That was a good book. They didn't call it a spelling bee. They called it a spelling contest, which is funny because everything else was bees. Okay, finally, I'll be back tomorrow. I missed you guys. Be good to your folks and wash your hands. Bye-bye.